Conceptualize what you did yesterday. Some of you that are image-based dreamed of the dot and then made some weird connections with grip and stance, and you had some sort of images in your mind, and that's you putting information together, putting it at a deep level. Remember yesterday I said I'm going to time travel forward to November and talk to you, because that's how long it's going to take to process some of this. What we're doing is a way, it's not the way. There is no perfection in life.
What?
I'm looking at myself.
Oh, no.
Human beings just don't do things perfectly. It's not every once in a while we do, but most of us will tell you if you shot a perfect score, there was probably one really lucky shot involved, maybe two, and it was a good day. We need to remember that. But to demand perfection of ourselves is very difficult. Today is my favorite part of the two-day class because yesterday I pushed a tremendous amount of information at you. So today we're going to practice and refine and start making your own. Nobody's going to change their thumb position this weekend, because how hard is that ingrained? But what I'd like you to think about is just a bit of pressure backwards with the thumb. Just think about that. It makes it easy because you get a bit of lift. If everything's going forward and you get shooting fast, this hand's really likely to come off. I grip human beings for a living in jiu-jitsu. I know a lot about grip. Guns are simple. They're not sweaty and they're not trying to get away from me. Or are they? Yeah, a little bit. But having a good grip, especially if I get two hands on somebody, and I get two hands like this or this, they can't get away. We call it a tie, and a double tie like that is incredibly powerful. So use both hands, be really strong, and take what works for you, and then improve it as it does. There are two types of people in the world. There are conservative learners, and there are liberal learners. Conservative learners take in very little information, they filter it highly, and then they hold a structure that's very strong, and it's hard to change. So they're always pretty much the same person. If they take in the right information, that's really good. If you take in the wrong information, it's really hard to change. Liberal learners are experimenters, and they want to try everything. They want all the information, but they also throw all of it back out. They don't pay attention to it. They don't hold it, so their shape becomes kind of amorphous. It'll change constantly. It'll be very erratic in their shooting. So what I want you to do is have a little bit of both. Have a good filter. Try something new. One thing, not 16 things, and see if it works for you. It's always going to talk to you. It's always going to give you information. Remember, you're your own best coach. You're responsible for your progress. Always. I'm not. I'm just here to be another set of eyes to observe you and to help you as much as I can. We're now a team. It's not I'm the coach and I know everything. I'm the team. I'm another set of eyes to watch you. And if I point something out, I don't mean to critique you or criticize you. I'm just going to observe something and say, hey, I saw this. And if you do something with it, that's great. And I'll keep observing. And then we'll talk to each other. Please feel free to question. What do you mean I did this? Let's get it in terms that make sense for you. Okay? Yesterday I had two people take their shirts off because it was complicating the process of learning how to draw. We don't want to stack a bunch of stuff on one thing that we're already learning. It just makes it too hard for you guys. Some of you had holster problems. Some of you are shooting your guns. Some of you are shooting dots. It's a lot of stuff to work on. So whatever doesn't matter right now, let's get rid of. And let's concentrate on the ability to draw the weapon and get good hits. Today we're going to do a lot of different training. We're going to add a little bit to it. There's going to be some movement. We're going to shoot some steel. We're going to work on distances. And you're going to start seeing the dot does some things really well and other things it's a little harder. Shelly and Lee and I were talking about it this morning. Some of you have myelinated the iron sight so strongly in your head. Don't think you're going to stop looking at it. All right? You're going to have to develop faith that the dot is actually there, and it means what you see before you make a transition, because that's the nature of your learning. So if you'll just simply close range, if you need to feel like you need to use the iron sight, that's okay right now. But see if the dot shows up for you. If that bit of grip pressure at the end brings the dot into view, and your brain says, well, it was there every time. It was there every time. You start developing faith and belief in what you're doing, because that's a lot of what performance is. All right? When you step up to the target, I would suggest this. I know Young Lee has a conversation with the target before he shoots. So when they say shooter ready, he starts talking to a stapler of the target because he's distracting himself. Right? I tend to hum or sing a little song in my mind. It tends to be Queen for some reason. I don't know why. All right.
This is true.
Yep. But it just starts playing in my head because it allows me to not worry about what I'm about to do, but just to be present. Because what do most of you guys think about when I say shooter ready, stand by? Oh, I got to grip the gun. Oh, I hope I don't screw this up. Oh, I hope I don't do that. If you visualize something you don't want to do, you're visualizing exactly what you're going to do. You must start thinking about that. Don't think about pink elephants. Who thought about a pink elephant? Every one of you did. So when you tell yourself, don't do something, you're visualizing the very thing you want. Good leaders learn to not say that to people. They don't do that. What they learn to do is encourage. Hey, you did a good job. That's what I'd like to see more of. That's a good action. Do that. Okay?
I want to drive that home for anybody who didn't happen to see me shoot the clip yesterday, right? In that next to last drill, that crossed my mind as I stepped up, looked at it, said, don't shoot the clip, right? I think it was the 4th round, shot the clip.
Those clips
Gotta
are
be
made
kidding
of
me.
material that attracts bullets.
Anyone who runs an indoor range.
So it's best not to let the negative, it's not like, say, driving a motorcycle is don't look where you don't want to go. Well, I shouldn't have thought about what I don't want to do. I should have thought about what
Good point. Good point.
So also realize this, guys. Most people don't want you to succeed. They don't realize that. But we all know the guy from the match that says, boy, don't shoot that no-shoot like I did. He is programming you to fail. Don't listen to that guy. Don't talk to that guy. Leave him alone. Let him wither and die. He needs to because he's a negative personality and he's affecting your performance. When I compete, I'm not a very friendly person. You know why? I'm not there to socialize. I'm there to compete at that point. As soon as I'm done shooting, I'm back. I can talk with you. So I want you to do the same thing. I want you to really think about what you want to do. I want you to visualize what you want to do. I want you to say words that promote positive performance and stay with that. Pick one thing to change today. One thing.